What's up guys, back for another Honkai Star Rail video, and I did talk about this before, but now we're pretty much at the point of the only other way to officially confirm this is to straight up have them tell us that they're doing this, but all the signs are there, and that is that they are changing how banners are working in Hoyo games going forward. Now, as of right now, the banner format for Star Rail is Phase 1, we have a new character, hence Sunday right here. Then we have one rerun, in this case it's Xingyun. Then we have a light cone banner for the new character, and we have a light cone banner for the rerun character. And then, of course, we have the standard banner. Obviously, there's other banners, such as like Genshin has like the Noel banner. Star Rail has the guaranteed 5-star banner. I can't remember if ZZZ has a different banner besides that initial 5-star one as well. I'm pretty sure it just has the same as Star Rail. And then I know Genshin sometimes has the Chronicle Wish, which I feel like we'll get eventually. Maybe we'll get like a Bellabog one or something. It'll be interesting to see what we get with that. But I feel like we'll get that eventually, but maybe just not for the first couple years. Anyway, this video is not about the Chronicle Wish. This is about how banners are working. So, in 4 days and 7 hours of me making this video, the banners will rotate and we'll have Fugue and then her light cone, and we'll have Firefly and her light cone, and then the standard banner, right? And this is how Hoyo has been doing it. Sometimes the new 4-star is, on the first banner. Very rarely is it on the second banner for Star Rail. That hasn't changed, but here we go. The big but question. So, recently we had a Genshin livestream for 5.3. We have Celali and Mavlika, and they are both phase 1. Now, this is important because when I made the video before, there was a ZZZ banner. So, the ZZZ banner is Mayabi and her Hermasa, I think is how you say his name. Now, the guy is free, right? So there was speculation that, oh, they're running them at the same time because one of them is free. So it doesn't really make sense. They want to get the free character out before, because for those of you who weren't there for Ratio had to actually come out first before we got him for free. We had Ruin May and then Ratio. So we had Ruin May for a little bit, and then once the second half of the patch came out, we got Ratio, which was pretty cool, right? But for this one, they just decided to drop him day one, probably because people complained about having to wait for Ratio. So that's fair, right? There's not too much to go off of this besides, okay, cool, they have them at the same time, but they last the entire update. So instead of having only half an update, say for Mayabi, you have the full update. Now for Genshin, it just is phase 1, and then the reruns are phase 2. Also, thank you Genshin for not rerunning Navia or any other characters I really wanted, because I want Malvika and I want to save for those characters. So I'm skipping both of these. Very happy about that. But regardless, this is phase 2. They don't have a date, right? Which leaves a few things to be assumed, right? Are they going to make it like ZZZ and make it to where that both characters are out the entire patch, right? Because they don't have reruns. So are they going to make it to where the reruns are the second half of the patch and you only have half a patch to summon for both new characters? Or are they going to make it to where the new characters are out the entire time and then the reruns are out halfway through? Because we really just got to gamble. I'm assuming it would make more sense that they're out the entire time, because the whole you can't expect like a lot of players to be able to summon for 2 characters and 2 weapons. Like like most people don't get paid that much, right? I'm not saying they don't make enough, but like, unless you get paid every week, that's a couple paychecks that they're potentially losing out on people spending. So I feel like a financial decision that wouldn't be the greatest. I mean, obviously, a bad financial decision is them making it more available for free-to-play players to get the character because they are out longer. But there's also the argument that, oh, more people might spend when the character wouldn't actually be out normally. So they probably will be making more money, but I feel like it makes more sense for them to be out the entire time. So what does this mean for Star Rail, right? Now, Star Rail, the next banner coming up is 3.0, which would probably be the perfect time for them to change how the banners work. If this is how they're going to change it, then the Herda and Anzu would be the phase 1 characters. It would make sense because we have a new path character being out first, and then Herda would also be out, which Herda is by like 100% is going to be phase 1, right? Because she was the first person to be drip marketed, so she's phase 1. But we're going to a new region, remembrance character, all that stuff. It makes sense that they're going to have them be, you know, the first character as well. It just makes more sense, like narratively, to have the character that we're probably going to be meeting first. So I guess that's why they want to do it that way going forward. For Genshin, I don't know, money. Like it's probably a money thing at the end of the day. But this means that both characters would be out at the same time, so you'd have to go for all of them. Now this is overall just a W because you have more time to save. But then the reruns for the characters will be on the second half. I don't know who they're rerunning. I'm assuming it's going to be like probably like Jade and maybe Ratio is who I'm assuming, right? Because it just makes sense. You know, it's been I think they're the two characters that have not had a second rerun for the longest amount of time, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. It would be Boot Hill, Jade, and Ratio, and then obviously we need characters like Zayla to rerun as well because they're due for their third rerun. But I think we'll get a little bit farther into the second reruns before we do that, and they'll probably do like a Chronicle Wish type thing. But that's just me guessing, right? But like I said, overall, this is going to be a W1. You don't have to wait for the phase 2 to drop before you get the character you like. For example, if you are a Super Brick fan, you've been waiting eagerly for Tingyun, and maybe you don't care about Sunday. With this new method, you don't have to wait, plus you have more time to save for the character. The only real downside to this is literally if you're like me, where this means that you probably have to spend a bit more money to get all the characters at once so you can showcase them. But like I'm pretty much the minority when it comes to that, so it doesn't really matter. It's overall still a W. I'm still gonna be able to get the character even if it is a bit late. So that is cool. The really only cross your fingers and hope is that it isn't phase 1 and then these banners go away, because I will not expect you guys to get that much currency, especially for free to play, if you have to summon for like Malvika and then Sitlali in like the I almost said 2 weeks, sorry, the 3 weeks of like 20-day time span. That's just too much. Hopefully they don't do that. I'm sure people will speak up about that and be very angry against that if that is how they're going to do it, but I highly doubt it. But the only way to know for certain is to watch the live stream. But considering how both Hoyo games are going about doing this, it makes sense that Sorrow is going to be the next one as well. Let me know what you guys think of this banner change. Do you think it's a W? Do you think it's an L? Since the last time I made a video on this, do you think that, you know, you change your mind on it? Do you like the benefits? I'm curious to see if anybody can find a real negative to this. I guess there is one other negative, and that is that the content might be a bit dry for part 2, because even if they drop events, right, the big hype is story update, beginning of the patch, main event, normally the beginning of the patch, right? So for the Sunday update, we have Sunday right now, right? I'm trying to if I still need to do the story, and then we have Apocalypse Shout. Actually, oh yeah, we have the Cosmic Home Decor Guide, which my game, it just sounds way louder than it should be. I apologize. So this is like the main event. Then we're probably gonna have like a filler event in the phase 2. And when you don't have any new characters and you're just having to rely on reruns, that could stagnate the content a little bit. It could be a bit dry. Obviously, they could just remedy this by, like, I don't know, dropping more events or bigger events. Have a big event for part 1 and part 2 of an update. But we'll have to see with that. I feel like when a character drops, a lot of the new content is having the new character and experiment them. But we'll see. Anyway, like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below if it's W or an L. And of course, I will catch y'all in the next video. Probably will be a shoot you something for live. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one.